our brothers and sisters, our non-Muslim friends. You know how bad it is that you have a non-Muslim friend who is so kind to you, smiling at you, but you don't tell him about Islam? Wallahi, that should make you feel guilty. That on Yawm al-Qiyamah, this guy might go to Jahannam because you were selfish, because you didn't want to say nothing. You know, one brother, I told him, I said, brother, listen, have you told your neighbor about Islam? He said, listen, I'm not going to lie to you. I just care about myself. I worry about myself. That's not how we Muslims are. Ta'muruna bil ma'ruf. You enjoying good. You're not shy. You do your best. I'm not saying go and force people to be Muslim. I'm not saying that. I'm saying spread the message. Whenever you have a chance, tell your brothers about it. Tell your neighbors about it. Give them a CD. Give them like a video. You know, remind them. Tell them, brothers, I don't do this because I'm Muslim. Ta'muruna bil ma'ruf. You tell people to be good to their parents. Ta'muruna bil ma'ruf. You encourage each other to give to the masjid. You know, to build a masjid. We encourage each other. Ta'muruna bil ma'ruf. You remind each other to pray 5 times a day. Ta'muruna bil ma'ruf. So remember, people, you have to do that in order to be role models for mankind. You cannot be a role model if you just care about yourself. A role model is someone that speaks up. A role model is someone that's a leader. A role model is someone that's not shy. Whenever he sees something wrong, he's going to come and stand up and talk. That's a role model. A role model doesn't just hide in his bed and say, I'm just going to not say nothing. I care about myself. As long as I'm praying, I'm doing my fasting, I'm doing good, that's all I care about. Wallahi, that's not a role model. A role model speak up. Ta'muruna bil ma'ruf. Whenever there's something good, you know, Allah says in the Quran that rush, fastabiqul khairat, rush and do good. We Muslims should all be rushing, not just rushing, also enjoying it, reminding others to do good. Now, and then the second part, Allah said, وَتَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ. What makes you good is that you're enjoying good and then you do what? وَتَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ. You forbid sins. I told people that, you know, I always say that this is the hardest form of, you know, this is hard to prevent people from doing bad, to forbid bad. I think it's easier to remind someone to do good than it is to tell them to start doing evil. Because we are all worried. You don't want someone to think that you're judging them. We are so worried. Oh, I don't want to say nothing because if I tell him what he's doing is haram, he's going to say, oh, you're judging me. Wallahi, it's so true today. We are so sensitive. First, you tell someone about, oh, brother, in Islam, you know, we're not supposed to do this. Oh, who do you think you are? Oh, you think you're saint? You think you're a prophet? I'm just reminding you. See, you know, Allah says in the Quran that when they are told, ittaqillah, akhazatu izzatu bi-ithm. Allah said that they become filled with what? With pride because of their sin. You know, sometimes when we remind about Allah, we should say, you know what? This brother is telling me to stop doing this evil because he's care for me. Let's look at it that way. If I tell you stop stealing, it's not because I'm judging you. I'm telling you because I know it's harmful for you. When we disobey Allah, Allah said they don't harm Allah Azza wa Jal. They harm themselves. We harm ourselves. So when you go out there, وَتَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ, when someone is stealing and you tell them, brother, don't steal. وَتَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ, when someone is cheating on his wife, you tell a brother, don't do that. Speak up. Wallahi, don't sit there and you hear someone who is married and he's talking about having a girlfriend and you're sitting there. I've seen brothers do that. And I'm like, are you serious? You think that's funny? وَتَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ. If you don't want to be my friend, that's okay. But I'm a role model. Allah made us role model. You have to forbid sins. You have to forbid evil. If you see your Muslim brother, he's sitting there, it's time for salah. And you just let it go. You say, you know what? I'm going to do my prayer. I don't have to worry about this person. No, you tell them, listen, this is a sin if you don't pray. You forbid each other. وَتَوَاسَوْا بِالْحَقِّ. Allah said that they enjoin, advise one another to the truth. Don't be worried. You do your part. Again, I'm not saying go and force people. I'm not saying that if someone says, I don't want to pray, then you condemn them. That's judging now. There's a difference between judging and advising. You know what? Let me talk about that difference. Judging is like this. If you go to someone and say, you're a bad Muslim, automatically you've judged them. You've made a judgment that they are bad Muslims. Who told you they are bad Muslims? Did Allah tell you that? No. So an advice is like, oh brother, in Islam we don't do this. That's an advice. That was the fact. You didn't tell them, oh brother, you're going to go to Jahannam. Once you tell someone you're going to go to hellfire, you've made a judgment on them. Once you tell someone you are going to, die as a kafir, you've made a judgment. So we don't do that. We refrain from that. We adjust people who are going to give the message and we let Allah do His part. Allah said the guidance is up to Allah Azza wa Jal. So don't forget, in order to be a good role model is to do what? You enjoin good